All right, people. Alrighty. My computer is exploding. Let's see. Cool. All right. So, after what was way too much effort to get started, we're finally on stream. My Streamlabs, for some reason, just was stuck on the wrong account settings and like is unfixable. Well, not in the amount of time. So I'm already 45 minutes late. It's gonna be a shorter stream, unfortunately, because I do have some work to do. I promise I'm gonna fix it. So what I really want to do today on the stream is some beginning of the week analysis. So go ahead, open up your notebooks, your Notion, whatever you use. We're going to do some macro TA. Not really interested in trading this session, to be honest. I'll tell you why right now. Okay, we're below the POC on ES. We're above the POC on NQ. Okay, so I'm actually going to take, what I'm going to take here is whatever we decide here, I'm actually going to throw it in our coach's corner in the Discord. So if you're not a part of the Discord, make sure you join so you can see that. And it's not just me. Okay, probably the best trader that I've ever met online, Sol, he's also in there, right? He posts his thoughts very consistently. We also have Alan, another young trader, who's in there. And we also have my favorite Asian. Sorry, Alan, you got young, but you're also Asian. But W Dog is another trader in there. So there's 4 of us in there. Join the community. We'd love to see you there for sure. Good morning, Paolo. JT Irby, good morning. Niche Dictionary, good morning. OG, good morning. I got some emails about accounts not being provisioned. Those should be done. So let me check in with MFF again. Sorry for the delay there, guys. It's like an ongoing thing for some reason. So I'll ping them again. MFF just has a lot going on. Okay, so let me get some music going because my thoughts are extremely loud and I don't want to hear them. Now, let me get some Mapiano in here. How was everyone's weekend? I want everyone to tell me what they did this weekend in the chat. Let me know. Okay. Let's go to the 1 week. Always want to start on the weekly. The weekly, honestly, is going to keep you really, really sane right now at all-time highs. Okay, if you look at the weekly and you're like, man, I don't really have an idea what's going to happen on the weekly, that means something. That means that the day is probably going to be, you know, not that interesting, right? Or the week is not going to be that interesting, which is totally fine. Okay. I don't know why it does this to my volume every once in a while. I don't want to look at any new products. Get this out of here. Okay. All right. So on the weekly, let's just do ES first. Order of operations. Okay. Question we have to ask ourselves is what liquidity matters? The second question is how do we get there? Right? It's always in that order. So let's just talk about what we did last week. Last week we had a relatively higher volume doji. Okay, it is lower than 2 weeks ago, but very small body, wide wick doji. We should expect this body to get retested. Okay, I would say at least 50% of it get retested, not another 90. Okay, now because we've had multiple wicks here, the alternative to that is that we get no more tests. We've already done 2 taps of this line, and this essentially just runs hot. We can already see based off the open so far that this probably isn't just going to run up. You know, maybe it does. There's a divergence early. It'll be like an afternoon run. But in lieu of it just running here today, right, and it being done ranging in this node here, right, from 63.87 up to the highs, it's probably going to retest this again. Okay, I expect the market to do what it's always done. Okay, so we'd have something like here on the weekly. Or we'll see something even like down to here where we get another 90% retest. We maintain this trend line, okay? And this will be the move we'll do on the daily inside of our expectations. Let me see. Can you guys still hear me? Ah, my camera overheated. That like never happens. Let's get a little fan for it. Alrighty, I'm choppy. Can you hear me now? My camera actually overheated, which is like very, very rare. Let me switch to my... There we go. Not as HD, but you guys can see me. Cool. Okay, expectations, rangy, retest 50 to 90% of last week's bottom wick. I don't know why my camera overheated. I do have a lot of stuff on it right now. Anyways, so that's what I'm expecting on the weekly time frame. Okay. In Q, let's see here. Yeah, I'll get rid of that. Measured move target higher, still 24,500 or 24,497.75. All right, so this is still our measured move target higher. This is what we've been trading into for weeks now. Okay. Until the market says it's going to roll. Okay. Is there anything on the even higher time frame? Monthly, still green. So we've got green month, green month, green month, green month, green month, green month. This looks like an oval pattern, by the way. So on the monthly, if we get a measured move extension here, we're going to have a very green Q4. And I would even see, it's kind of unbelievable that we go that high, but it's possible, honestly. That's not really a good trend line. Let me see here. Sorry, guys, I'm having new ideas right now. So let me figure this out. I'm thinking the probability that we go higher. I mean, this would be a move higher all the way until the end of the year, which would be interesting. So my thesis so far is basically that we're going to move higher until to absolutely smoke as many people as possible, which is always the case. This would be quite a move higher, right? And if you can imagine, if we do move higher for the next 2 or 3 months into the fall here, probably like 1, 2, 3 or 4 months even, which would put us at October, November. Yeah, like until the end of the year. We would repeat our cycle because January opened, I'm pretty sure. January we started to roll, and that would put us back into rolling down at the beginning of 2026. So yeah, this is like a new idea. So I'm gonna mark this level. We'll change the color here to whatever. I'll change the color later. So possible December high if we maintain a measured move on the monthly chart. A lot of text there. Okay. So let's see if that happens. Who else we got? Spaceman, good morning. SK Procure, good morning. Y'all really, good morning. Kirthana, good morning. QQQQ Trader, good morning. Take a risk CHK, good morning. Mithukumar, good morning. What do you make of the divergence between ESN and Q rollover next week? Contract roll, 100%. Anytime I see a divergence like that on the lowers, guys, like I'm not even looking at the lowers. Like you will save yourself so much headache by not investing time into things that are just really difficult and just sticking to what works. When you're a new trader, you have to put in time up front. I'm looking at the wrong camera. My other camera's dead. When you're a new trader, you have to put in time up front, kind of experiencing everything. But if you have enough data points, you're like, oh, every time I see this, the day is ass. Just don't try to see if it's one of those days where it's not, right? Just let it go, right? So I 100% don't really even plan to take any trades today, straight up. I'll set some alerts at the end of this. If it hits a very convenient brain off level to where I'm just like obviously would take that trade. Like that's the type of trade I want today. On a day like this, it's like obviously like you have to take it, right? Otherwise, I just don't care. You're gonna make a meaningless amount of money today. Glad I'm back. Good morning. Good morning. Yeah, last week was crazy for me, guys. I was if you watch my Instagram stories, I've been busy. We had an event, so did that for 14 hours, and then the day after that I did 12 hours, and then Saturday I think I worked too, and then Sunday I basically work I don't take any days off, guys. Like, I mean, literally, I do not take days off. Every single day of my life I'm working, which I don't know. I'm surprised I'm built like this too, but I digress. Anyways, let's go to the 4 hour. So on the 4 hour, we want to ask ourselves the same questions. Okay, what liquidity matters? How do we get there? We have an obvious market edge, prior day high up here, 23,902. So we'll go ahead and do an option J. Give us a nice little line there. Prior day low is going to be Friday's low down here, 23,509. Okay, we'll label that PDH, PDL. I did code up an indicator for this that someone in the community also improved that will automatically do these levels for you. I personally prefer having just alerts here. I add the visuals for you guys, but you really don't need these lines here. It's like literally if it hits a prior day high or the prior day low, look at the charts. The other important levels are the overnight high and the overnight low, right? So well, in terms of overnight high and low, what I want you to ask yourself is, what was the story on the last session's close? And then what was the story in settlement? Okay, not just the candles, but what was the story? So on Friday, we had this high volume signal kind of doji candle, okay, an even higher volume reaction to that signal, all right, signal candle reaction. We hit the previous day POC, playbook trade, by the way, okay, get our trade playbook if you don't have it. Prior POC retest, another, not really a signal candle, but a good reaction to our playbook trade right here at an edge, right? Green doji candle. And then in that settlement, or into settlement, we got this extension, right? And now we did some consolidation forward. So the settlement reaction really was a continuation of this liquidity retest. We found the liquidity that mattered. We reacted to it. And now we're continuing that move, really, from this initial test on Friday. That was the settlement move. Okay, so you could have longed settlement just based off of a continuation of this story here. Okay, so the next sets of liquidity that matter are going to be prior day high, market edge, right? Trap longs, trap shorts. Okay, past that, we're going to have the, or really before that, in an uptrend, VAL, previous session VAL is always a good retest, right? If we're not going to do a new low, then traversing this entire auction would make the most sense. Okay, traversing this auction right here, this node, auction node, synonymous here. You see that node right there. Okay, if we remove the session VP, we kind of just want to see where liquidity is getting built in the last few weeks or so. There's an obvious chunk of people positioned right here down to 23,421. 421 is that level that has been printing. Okay, a gazillion trades have been off of this. Is that previous measured move level. You can see here that it's also the edge of the shelf here. Okay, so if we do get a pretty big range, you could always look for retest here. There's this previous trend line here that we could retest. A lot of stuff that we could do there. But today, I'm not really looking for anything unless we hit prior day high or prior day low. Overnight high and low. Overnight high, not really relevant in this case. Overnight low is right here, 23,723. We can mark it, or you could look at the settlement open is technically the overnight low, right, as well. But both of these edges are important. Let's look at both of these side by side here on the 1 hour. Yeah, more consolidation. NQ far above POC. POC is probably going to shift on NQ. If it does, this P shape, right, will signal higher on ES. NQ would move quite a bit higher as ES goes for this prior day high, right? Line here. That's going to be the play. ES seeking this high here. If it